Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at COP28. I'm delighted to be joined by Guillermo Sierra, Vice President Energy Transition at Nabors. Thank you so much for joining me, Guillermo.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, how significant is COP28 and what is Nabors hoping to achieve by attending COP28?
It's incredibly significant. Listen, number one is a way to bring everybody to the region. The region is obviously important. It's always been important for energy broadly. And highlighting and bringing all these new technologies, these new ideas together is something that the region deserves some credit for the investments, the effort that the region is doing. So that's number one. Obviously, it highlights and it tells us where we're going and what path we're on and how we need to be making corrections, how we need to increase the deployment of some of these technologies and the speed at which they're deploying. And so that part is obviously something that we want to highlight, right? Like to us, it's about making sure that we amplify our message. The message being, look, we believe that there are a certain number of technologies. We are spending enormous amounts of time, effort, some capital, thinking about how can we help scale? How can we collaborate with others? How can we bring traditional energy into the mix of new renewable clean energy technologies, if that makes sense?
Absolutely, Guillermo. And can you just tell me a little bit more about your energy without compromise and how you can achieve it?
Absolutely. So that's an exciting concept we've gotten ourselves to. In a way, we are very focused on base load power, dispatchable power, without the compromises that come necessarily with a lot of the chemical storage, the mining that can come along with it, and others. We're focused on scalable technologies, things that of utility scale that are scalable, things that are not only renewable and clean. This is how we've thought about what the future looks like, right? Hubs and ideas where you have multiple inputs of different types of renewable clean energy sources, whether it be PV, concentrated solar power, wind, geothermal energy, combining them to create what we actually need. We need dispatchable baseload seeking energy all the time, 24/7, right? And not only in the form of electrons, but in the form of fuel and synthetic fuels, right? And so to us is the concept of energy without compromise for us is try to make those investments not only that decarbonize the existing traditional energy sources, but also allow us to invest in those technologies that we think achieve that broader goal. Clean, renewable, scalable, utility scale, dispatchable sources of energy. And that's how we're doing it. So
great. And I assume that's how you're approaching your, the energy transition strategies you have from your core business, but I also assume looking at new emerging businesses.
Absolutely. We spent some of our bigger investments around concentrated solar power. We think there's a significant amount of potential. We feel a brilliant gateway into not only renewable heat, which doesn't otherwise exist, which will lead you to green hydrogen, green methanol for shipping, sustainable aviation and other fuels, while at the same time helping bridge the storage gap that some of the traditional renewables, PV and wind, leave behind. Geothermal, same concept, right? To us, the Earth is way too big and the crust is very little. So by definition, it's a very big ball of fire. So there's almost unlimited amount of energy behind under our feet, and we're in the business of drilling, right? So let's just figure out a way to drill for something other than just oil and gas, right? Open strategic options for our business also going forward.
Absolutely, and oil and gas is going to continue playing an important role. And how do you see that for the future of the economy?
Well, look at a mixture of things, right? To some extent, don't think humanity is ready to prepare to deal with the degradation of life, of life that comes with making a switch like this, right? We are a group. We are the energy complex. Traditional energy, oil and gas companies have deployed energy to where it's needed, southern and northern hemisphere for a long time in scale. And so their skill to deploy that energy is 100% necessary. It will be all part of the change, right? We all know where we're going. It's a matter of collaborating between each other to accomplish that, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, and collaboration is going to be key. You hear that at COP, and then COP is bringing everyone together. How important is that then?
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, to some extent, energy transition can be a democratizing, in the sense that you don't need to be a big conglomerate to come up with the energy of the future. You can be a small venture, a startup company with new ideas, new technology, and what you need is help putting them in the spotlight to allow them to attract investors and be able to grow and scale. Right? There's a lot of new ideas. There's a lot of new technologies. And we're all trying to figure out how can we help these guys scale. That's how we've approached it from our side.
Absolutely, and obviously, COP28, there were serious discussions going on around climate. What are you most excited about? What you've seen so far? There's been a few milestones announced, and we've still got a couple of days to go.
Energy acceleration, right? Energy transition acceleration. Any of those concepts around bringing governments and companies together, figuring out ways to get the capital to where the capital is needed to actually get these technologies past that TRL5, TRL6, and get them to a point of scale up. We are very close. Humans are very close. We're actually very good at also getting good at something we repeat over and over, right? So a lot of these technologies are kind of in the first of its kind, second of its kind. We need to keep accelerating the deployment. Take the risk. The market, the potential opportunity is huge, and obviously we have a whole planet to decarbonize. So there's room for all of us. We just need to figure out a way to support the smaller startups and the new ideas. And so that's what's exciting. It's exciting so far.
Well, that's really good to hear, Guillermo. And we're here towards the end of 2023. Sounds like busy times ahead for you in 2024.
Yes, incredibly busy. We're in the process of making some new investments. We are bringing some new investors to our group of investments, which is also exciting. We are figuring out how all of these energy hub of the future looks like, which we'll see hopefully something here pretty soon from us. There's a lot of exciting opportunity. It feels like some of the investments we're making, some of them are starting to get to that point of, let's actually try this out in scale. And that's an incredibly exciting time. Incredibly exciting time.
Well, that's great to hear, Graham. And I really appreciate coming down to the Energy Connect studio.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thanks everyone for watching. And I look forward to bringing you more interviews from COP28 in the coming days.